at matapang na kinontra ang kasalukuyang administrasyon. Isa na nga dito ay ang pagbubunyag niya ngayon sa pambababoy ng ilan sa mga mambabata sa budget ng PhilHealth. Narito ang buong detalye.
Fake news among us doctors and healthcare providers.
Okay, Congresswoman Garin, for your personal and collective privilege, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, kahapon po lamang ay tumayo ako para isigaw ang totoong boses ng mamamayan, ang pagsugpo sa mga pekeng medical information. And I was referring to the lambasting of our colleague and those who are just helping the local government units on their medical facilities being accredited by PhilHealth via access to DBP funds. Ang pinupuntirya ko po ay hindi yung mga sumakay na lamang at nalinlang dun sa mga pekeng balita, kundi ang pinagmulan ng pekeng interpretasyon, pekeng advokasya at peke na pagiging eksperto. At ngayon naman, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am again standing up because even if I will be branded as part of the minority voice, I will never stop because I am definitely sure that this voice speaks the truth and is bringing the real issues that should be discussed. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, kamakailan lang ay niyanig ang buong Pilipinas nang sabihing zero budget ang PhilHealth. Naglipa na ulit, lalong-lalo na itong palaging nasa media na nagclaim na eksperto siya at siya'y advocate ng public health at kung ano-ano ang mga pinagsasabi. Let me quote the message that has been circulating not only in our country, but worldwide, Mr. Speaker. And I am referring to the open letter of Tony Leachon addressed to the President, but is actually being sent all over medical societies and other stakeholders. Let me focus, Mr. Speaker, on his statement, which actually says and implies that health is not a priority of this administration and that health is not a priority of President Bongbong Marcos. This is a big pumulitika kung saan ang pera ng PhilHealth ay pinamigay na ang PhilHealth ay nagbukhang kapitalista sa mga pribadong ospital na hindi naman tumatanggap ng pasyente. At ano ang nangyari, Mr. Speaker? No accountability. Is IRM illegal? Definitely. Dahil ang pera ng PhilHealth, kapag yan ay binayad na as premium, yan ay pera na ng mga miyembro para kung ikaw ay magkasakit. Hindi yan pwedeng ipautang, hindi yan pwedeng gawing pangkapital, hindi kapitalista ang PhilHealth, kundi ito ay government insurance. Non-profit at that, Mr. Speaker. So bakit ngayon, habang inaayos natin ang puso ng kalusugan, which is actually the primary energy and adrenaline that makes healthcare sustainable. Kasi maski ilang ospital pa ang ipatayo natin, maski ilang tao pa at healthcare workers ang ating i-hire. But if we do not have an effective, efficient, and responsive PhilHealth, this can never make universal healthcare applicable. Dahil ang PhilHealth, ang puso na nagpapaikot sa lahat ng investments on health, be it national, be it local, be it private, or be it government. Ngayon, bakit natin uulanin at tatadtarin ng kasinungalingan ang mga taong gustong sugpuin at ayusin ang PhilHealth? Why are we depriving PhilHealth of major changes that will actually put things in their proper perspective? Unahin na natin, meron bang pera ang PhilHealth? Yes. As mentioned earlier, and which is still ongoing on the Committee on Good Government, there is around 500 to 600 billion funds in PhilHealth. Mawawala ba? Malulusaw bang PhilHealth? No. Pero balikan natin ang punot dulo ng mga problemang ito. Ano ba ang binibigay ng national government sa PhilHealth? We call it subsidy in appropriations terminologies. But in medical terminology, this is actually payment of premium. Dahil insurance po ang PhilHealth, dalawang klase po ang nagbabayad nito. Una, yung direct contributors o yung mga sinasabing miyembro ng PhilHealth na nagbabayad ang kanilang opisina o ang kanilang sarili. Pangalawa, yung mga indirect contributors na nakasaad sa batas, yung ating mga 4Ps, yung ating senior citizens, yung mga nasa pamana, yung mga iba't iba pa dyan na minandate ng batas na babayaran ng gobyerno ang PhilHealth. In other words, the national government is putting forward annual budget to PhilHealth to enroll on an annual basis yung mga walang kakayahang bayaran ang kanilang premium at sang-ayon sa batas ay binabayaran ng gobyerno through DOH, then PhilHealth. In other words, ang binibigay ng national government ay pambayad para sa enrollment ng ating mga indirect contributors. Bakit po naging zero? Dahil sang-ayon sa ating oversight hearings at ilang session ng Committee on Appropriations, nakitaan na yung ilang taon na binibigay na premium or subsidy ng national government para pambayad ay tama ang numero pero kulang ang tao. And I myself, Mr. Speaker, as a witness to how we overhauled PhilHealth, and I tell you, hindi siya ganun kamadali. That has been embedded in that institution is far from description, Mr. Speaker. Only a president and a government with extreme political will can overturn the events. Hindi po natin pwedeng itolerate ang mga ganito. Hindi natin tinatanggalan ng pondo ang PhilHealth. We are just allowing it to spend for the people what is intended for the people and what should be by the people. With that, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, napakarami pa ng gusto kong isawal sa mga nangyayari